appetite again and struggling
Okay.
here. I'm not taking in many calories. We went for ice cream last night. And then I tasted Brody's the most. Oh no.
Are
You
you
didn't
there?
hear any of that?
I did.
Yeah, you missed all of. You did hear that?
Yes,
I think you missed everything, but it's okay.
I didn't.
My
I
appetite. Okay, because it says the meeting is being recorded now, but um, I
it
lost
might
my
be on a
appetite
delay,
again.
but you can say it again.
I've unfortunately I've lost my appetite and I'm eating very little food right now. I'm eating chocolate bars to get calories, which I haven't. I bought them last night. We went out for ice cream and Brody ordered, there's a video of me, and I
I
wasn't
saw,
exaggerating. That cotton candy ice
yes,
cream was the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life. I think it was called Henley's. I'm not even sure, but I think they contacted me
it was
and
handles.
Handles.
Yes.
I don't understand. Facebook sent me a note from Handles. I think they wanted me to do a review. I didn't understand it because when I click on it, it goes to my page. So
Well,
I
I
don't
would do it.
understand.
Your reaction just to that first initial um just it seemed like it just barely touched your mouth and it was like an explosion of flavor. And
It's
I thought, oh my
delicious.
gosh, it makes me want to try that. And I like ice cream. I just don't like, I mean, I know it's a sweet, but that wouldn't be something I would choose, but I would want to try it just because of your reaction.
It was so delicious. I ordered a chocolate covered banana.
Uh,
I've been eating that for calories over the year. There's a place near us that I could eat that during chemo, but literally, I'm telling you, I had one third of the chocolate banana. I couldn't eat it, and so Brody gave me his ice cream because he knew I needed the calories. I ate a little
uh-huh.
bit,
Yes.
and we might not go back because Bryce only eats soft serve, and I didn't see it there. So it's not fair to keep taking it, but I'm gonna have my husband go and pick me up one because he forces me to have milkshakes. He buys me milkshakes, he says, and smoothies. He says,
Sure.
you must drink this. And there's
Yes.
only so many chocolate McDonald's milkshakes that I love them. He
Right.
buys me a giant one. It's so overwhelming. It takes me 3 days to drink during chemo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really difficult. So people, when you go through chemo, it's very common to lose weight, I think, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Um,
Well, tell me
I think it's
this. With the new sense of taste after 3 weeks, is it encouraging you to have that appetite, or is that is your appetite now you have the taste buds, but not still appetite is lagging?
my body is not telling me that I'm hungry. I no longer experience hunger. So I could go all day
Okay.
without eating. There'll be a day, you know, it could be tomorrow that there's 1 hour that I get hungry, but I don't think so. This trip, I'm not hungry. So we went to a live resort, had a live band, and they were serving nachos and vegetables and dip. I love
Uh-huh.
dip. It took me 2 hours. I forced myself to eat a bowl of veggies and dip and some nachos. And then my husband said, should we go get a pizza? I said, I don't think anybody's hungry. Maybe I made the family a nice meal. Harris wasn't hungry. And then they all wanted ice cream. I said, okay, but I had no hunger anymore. So I
Uh-huh.
had a few bites of that, but I could have eaten more of Brody's ice cream. It was that delicious, guys. You got to get over. It's a chain here. Do you know about it?
Handles, yes.
You do. It's not just
Uh-huh.
California.
It's not just California.
Okay, guys, wherever you
No.
live in the States, go head over to this
I
place.
don't know how many states, but I know of Handel's ice cream. Yeah.
It's that good. It really is that good. I think I should write them a poem and help.
You-
I'd love to. Whatever. It was good.
well, if they reached out to you, maybe are
I
you
don't
there?
know if they did or they didn't. I don't understand what Facebook was telling me because it
Oh,
glitched. I have a lot of
okay.
glitches, but
Okay.
it looked like it was a message from them. That's what it absolutely. It was flagged. I saw their logo. It was flagged red or green, and I didn't understand what they were saying. Maybe they wanted me to leave a review, is what I was thinking. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think you left a great review just in your video alone.
Yeah, they could share it if they want in their advertising. I don't
Exactly.
care.
Exactly.
Um,
Maybe. All right. So taste came and went and came back.
yeah. It never
Um,
went so bad as now. It's never been bad like this during treatment. It only happened 7 months later to
yeah,
this to this
that's
effect.
very interesting. It's very interesting the timing that you're experiencing. And your sleep is just not where it should be. So folks that are going through what you're going through, um, I would suggest hooking up with you and some of the platforms that you belong to, because I think that you have created your own community of people. I mean, I'm I'm part of your Facebook followers, but I think you have gone far beyond whatever you set out to do in November. If I remember correctly, we had a conversation last time and you said you only had a few followers when you first started.
Yeah, I had 3 in November.
Yeah, yes. And I think that from that and the amount of followers that you have gained just from networking is great. But I think you've also found other communities of people that are really resonating with your
And
story.
slowly cancer patients and people with family members, it's
Right.
slowly coming organically. The problem is, are you losing? I'm losing hundreds of followers a day who
Oh,
had just
yes.
followed me.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
so
They
the
can't
past few
be
days,
right. Either
hundreds. I'm not exaggerating.
people have they either have an agenda that they want to look like they're so popular and so
Hmm.
they follow for follow and then they delete right away, or they're fake accounts. That's all I can come up with. I
Okay.
don't know. It happens to me all the time. I don't understand it. And I think I'm really connecting with a real account. It seems I started going on pages to see what the pages look like,
Yeah.
and I think I'm connecting with a real accountant, and then they're gone, 20 a day or
I started, I'm really trying to reach for Montreal, and Macy told me I should be posting French posts. That's why I tried a French post yesterday, because I need my own communities to support me so that the local news will pick me up. I'm
that
looking for the Montreal Gazette and CTV News. I'm waiting for them to give me a story, because why am I
sure.
reaching for Fox News if I live in Montreal? Let me
Right.
start small.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. What about the just the small shows? Do you have new shows that have people who go around to different businesses or interview
I think we have a radio show that I haven't reached out to.
okay.
I've only tried for CTV, Montreal Gazette. You've seen my poem. I wrote them really nice poems. I was kind of insulted that nobody, at least said thank you for the poem, because
Right.
I worked my heart off working on
Sure you
those
did.
two.
Absolutely.
And
Right.
I've reached for a French station called TVA, et je
Uh-huh.
parle français. I speak French.
Right.
So I don't speak French very well, but I understand. And I would have no problem being in La Presse, is the Montreal French newspaper, or any little small, the Montreal blog. I'm happy. I'm looking because I really want to be a motivational speaker and speak around Canada, the US, anywhere. I want to
Right.
go to the UK to thank a rabbi that saved my husband's life during the pandemic. My husband almost passed. That's another story that I would love for us to share with you one day, because it's an incredible story. Um, and I want to travel. Hopefully, my husband's like, he starts crying. He's like, "How do we know you're going to be okay to travel in the summer?" Because I
Mhm.
talk as if it's happening, but you know
Right.
what? We
Right.
just don't know. We don't
Well,
know.
I think that's the best mindset. And I think that your strength is keeping you going. And I think that's a great mindset. I'm all about the mind body connection. So I love the fact that your mind is telling your body, I have to do this. I can keep going. I have work to do.
There's one side effect that I haven't talked about. There's a few more side effects that I want
Okay,
people
yeah,
to
let's
know.
cover them. Sure.
Okay, so when you go for chemo, maybe you're not familiar with this, because neither was I. I didn't know what to happen when you have chemo. You have to have a blood test done. If I'm not mistaken, it's 48 hours. Maybe it's 24 hours before you start your chemo treatment.
Okay.
So you go to the doctor, let's say on a Monday, and before you see your doctor, you go for a whole round of blood tests. And an hour later, you see your doctor. And there's all kinds of different numbers. Now, somebody who isn't sick wouldn't know every single one of your iron number. You're this thing, you're that, right? And they highlight if you're too low or if you're too down. And your CAE number is your cancer marker. Maybe it's CAE, CEA. I don't know. My husband was the one that knew all about this. He did so much research on it. And that would come an hour later. We would sit at the hospital till our results came out because we were terrified what my cancer marker would be. My doctor told me not to worry. That's not the main thing. But so oftentimes my numbers were too low or too high that I would need a supplement. So for example, I would have a lower blood count. What does that mean? I believe I was anemic at times. So I was at higher risk of infections. I had perhaps low red blood cells. Am I correct? Is that anemic?
A little red. I think it's red. Yeah.
I
White,
think,
white fights infection.
okay,
So,
so,
yeah, so red would be
um,
your anemic.
okay, so you might need, maybe you can't have chemo, or maybe you need platelets if you get too low. There's an answer for everything, but everything has a side effect. So
Mm.
one of the things that happened to me, um, my chemo fog is bothering me, so I can't tell you what it was. I was very low every 2 treatments, and I needed to have an injection in my stomach. Okay. And I wish I could tell you, my husband's not here. I don't know what it was. I could fill people in later. I had to get an injection in my stomach at a cost of $1,500 a shot.
You're
And
kidding.
you sort of have to fight with your insurance company. Um, it ended up, I usually only had to pay $100. And for some reason at my hospital, it was often covered to my second round of treatment. It was covered, but the guy had to fight for me and had to go and call and arrange it.
All
It
right,
was a big
so
hassle.
what was the purpose of the shot though? Did it help elevate your red blood cell counts or
No, I don't. It might have been for my white blood cells. I don't know because of my chemo fog, so I don't
okay,
want to
all
give you the
right,
wrong
okay.
information.
That's
But
okay. That's all right.
it increased something. Okay,
Okay.
so you had to get a painful shot in your stomach that the system no longer wanted the nurses to give it to me. They wanted my husband to give it to me.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So my
Yeah.
husband is there giving me shots in my stomach. Now, he had already given me 30 shots in my stomach after my colon surgery. Okay. And my father's a dentist, gives needles. He gave the first one. He showed my husband how to do it.
Sure.
And when it came time to do this injection, we were both terrified. $1,500 needle. What in the world do you do? He gives it to me. And one time I'm telling him, babe, it squirted everywhere. I don't think it went into me. And we were both so upset. And it's not his fault. Why
Right.
should he be giving his wife injections?
Right.
So if I need it in the future, I'm going to go to what's called the CLSC and demand, please, nurse, I don't want my husband giving this to me. It's not even
Mhm.
fair.
Right.
I'm either going to
Right.
give it to myself because I think I know how. I'm going to be done in a minute. Hi, guys. Bryce, come say
Aw,
hello.
I
Everybody
know
wants
it's
to
a
meet you. Everybody wants to meet you. Just show your face. I want everybody to meet my little boy, Bryce, who is the sweetest thing. Come here, buddy. Just show your face. Say hello.
Hello.
That's
Hi,
Tracy.
Bryce.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Enjoying the sun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot different than all the snow and sub-zero temperatures we've been having, right?
Yeah. Very different.
I'll be there in 5 minutes, guys. I'm just finishing up.
Okay.
Bye,
So
sweetheart.
precious.
He's
Thank
sweet.
you for that. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
So I don't know what these needles were for, but I'm able to take a lot of pain. I've
Uh-huh.
had hundreds of needles. Even though I had the PICC line, I've had tons of blood tests without
Uh-huh.
the PICC line because you see, I don't have any wires. When I
Yeah.
go for scans, they have to put in an IV. And one time it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. And I didn't want to redo it. And the technician wasn't that kind. and I was screaming for dear life as they injected the iodine or whatever it was into my body to do the scan.
Uh-huh.
I wanted him to stop the machine because I don't know what happened. The IV wasn't done properly. So I'm very cautious now. They test it and I say, please, because I cannot ever experience that pain again.
Right.
My brain knows I've been through a lot of pain, but I block it out. So
Sure.
I don't remember. I just know I've had painful times. I've
Right.
had hundreds of needles of morphine type medications injected into my arm. You don't feel the pain because you're in such pain.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
now I'm not enjoying it. I had to go have a root canal recently and I didn't enjoy the needles at all.
Right. Well,
So yeah,
right, because it's an association trigger, it's
yeah.
triggering what you've been
I've
through.
had enough pain. I'm getting
Sure.
tired of the pain. And
Sure.
when I feel good, I'm enjoying every single minute. This afternoon, we're going to see the Andreas Falls. We're going into a canyon.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to try to do a hike. I'm sad I didn't get to swim, but I'm happier that I'm here advocating and helping others, and I'm
Well,
enjoying myself.
I'm so glad you took the time to have these conversations,
Wait,
Joy.
there's one more side effect that people need to know.
Oh,
Last side
good.
effect.
Yes.
It's two things. Um, don't be surprised, guys, if you get diarrhea during your treatment. It's horrible and it's random. So with my second, with a full Fury, it was terrible. It could be 8 times in a day,
Oh,
and
wow.
you couldn't leave the house. And you get so sick, you could end up in a hospital because you're
Right.
dehydrated.
Dehydrated, right.
And then once it's done, a few days later, you start to feel better. You then have constipation. At least I did.
Oh,
It's
oh,
one thing to another, and then they give you something for that. I didn't want to take anything else.
right,
And so there are other side effects that maybe I don't know. This is my experience.
right,
So I'd
right.
love to hear from other cancer patients.
Yeah,
What do you experience? Get a conversation going because people are helping each other you don't see it on my page. It's happening in groups and
uh-huh.
people are talking to each other and giving people advice. What helps them? They're not doctors, but
Right.
we're all helping each other out. It's so nice to witness.
I think it's beautiful, and I think you are playing a very big part in those conversations. I'm your biggest fan. I
Thank
should be
you.
hashtagging it, Joy from Canada on everything that I do. I'm your biggest. I
So
just think
sweet.
that you are. I think you're using your firsthand experiences, and instead of taking it in one direction, which could be feeling sorry for yourself, feeling bad, giving up, you're taking it in a whole different direction and really muscling through it and trying to get the word out to people to to indulge in that self-care on the front end. I mean, you, we don't know where you would have been had this not gone on for several months before you actually had your diagnosis. But, being an advocate and you were doing everything you could, and it still ended up going on so long. I think your firsthand story and your firsthand conversation with people is so valuable.
Am I moving?
You were moving a little bit.
I feel like I'm spinning and that I don't know what's
Oh,
going on right now.
oh no, your camera was moving. I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going on. Something's happening that I feel like
Okay. All
I'm not
right.
right.
Well, you know what? We've probably taken all your energy, but we did get the word out and recorded. And it's going to be such a great thing to share with everybody. I want you to get some rest. I know that you're running on empty right now. You'll get some rest and we will reconvene sometime in the next week or two and continue our conversation and
For
get some
freezing
updates.
Canada
Yes,
because
yes.
they're getting an ice storm I heard tomorrow and when we get back it's like -9
Oh, I
Celsius.
yeah, it's a roller coaster right now. It's crazy.
It is.
you
Thank you
know,
so much, Tracy. I really
Joy,
appreciate you.
always, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time. Do whatever you can to get some rest.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Talk
my
to you
pleasure,
soon.
always. Okay, thanks, Joy.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.